Good afternoon to the co-panelists or dignitaries on the dais and the dignitaries who are part of the audience of this program of the National Mission on Edible Oil, Oil Palm. State Bank of India was privileged to be associated with a similar business summit which was held in Guwahati covering the northeastern states. And this summit covers the states which are non-northeastern states. We have made a short presentation, so I'll take only about 7 to 8 minutes to take you through that presentation. If the people in charge of as has been stated, this mission is for reducing dependency of the country on imports. 75,000 crores. Some people mentioned a higher figure. Is the value of the imports that we as a country resort to for buying palm oil from abroad. Oil palm, it is said, has got a yield which is comparatively higher than other oil seeds, and the highest oil yield per unit area, which is in terms of some other comparative crops, is maybe 8 to 10 times. If you take maybe some other oil seeds, it may be only 3 or 4 times. But it is incontrovertible that as a oil seeds crop, this one will prove to be beneficial to the growers. This program, for instance, has got liberalized grants from the central and state governments. We have already been told that the outlay for this national mission is about 11,000 crore, which is coming by way of grants to the growers, non-repayable, free money which will come to the farmers. And in some states like the northeastern states, the government is giving subsidy for the processing units also. It is also stated, despite some controversy over oil palm cultivation, it is also stated that oil palm helps actually in reduction of CO2, that it helps in carbon sequestration. 1 hectare of oil palm actually absorbs 20 tons and releases 22 tons of O2. So it absorbs CO2 and releases O2. As a bank, we are excited about the opportunity for funding of what I would call the agri-value chain. Agri-value chain finance is a hot topic nowadays being talked about, where banks finance not only the cultivators, banks are willing to finance the different nodes in the value chain. From the cultivation, it goes to the aggregator or the buyer or the agent who procures in bulk. Afterwards, it goes for grading and sorting. And after grading and sorting, it goes for processing. After processing, it goes to for marketing. So these are integrated into what we call the agri-value chain. And if there is one area where I believe, or the State Bank of India believes, there is great scope for financing the agri-value chain finance, I think it lies in the oil palm sector, especially in the way in which it is being envisaged. And I am so glad that different stakeholders, NABARD is here, oil processing industry majors are present in this meet, farmers are there. So if the lenders like State Bank of India taking the lead, the lenders are there. So if all of us can come together and plan the execution of this mission meaningfully, we feel there is great scope for lending of money to various stakeholders in this agri-value chain for oil palm. So we can give oil palm growers long-term loans for individual oil palm growers. Finance will include, of course, the cost for land development, plantation, maintenance, irrigation, harvesting, goes without saying. There is also a provision for giving loans for intercropping where it is feasible. Like banana, they say, pineapple, cocoa have been identified as possible crops which can give temporary returns, because the oil palm per se will give an yield only at the end of 4 years. But in the interim, for the cultivators, if they need cash flows, intercropping is an option. For that also loans can be given. We also had mentioned about the import of saplings. So this is another area, whereas the Kerala minister said that oil palm, Kerala is already producing saplings or seeds for which is being bought by other states. So we can finance seed gardens or nurseries. Vermicompost units, we put it if there is a possibility that is another linkage in this agri-value chain. There is, of course, possibility of financing custom hiring units because equipment will be required. Farmers need not buy the equipment on their own. If there are custom hiring centers, those can be financed. And finally, when the output comes, there will be need for processing units. Those processing units can also be financed by the bank. And in the structure of this oil mission, we find that the different linkages, if they come together meaningfully and given the outlay of about 11,000 crores, there is tremendous comfort for banks, and State Bank of India is willing to take the lead in financing all the players in this agri-value chain financing. Based on our estimate, and this estimate is open to changes, we acknowledge that the total area which is meant to be cultivated under the oil palm mission all over India is 6,50,000 hectares, out of which 3,22,000 hectares is to be discussed, is what is meant to be discussed in this forum, the non-northeastern states. Northeast alone has 3,28,000 hectares meant for cultivation under oil palm. We have estimated, based on our own inputs from our technical experts, that about roughly 3,10,000 rupees will be the per hectare cost for oil palm cultivation. And if we take the government grant aggregating to about 11,000 crores for the mission, it means that per hectare a farmer will get about 84,000, and the bank can take up finance of the balance portion of 2,16,000. We could also have a farmer's portion, farmer's margin coming in which case the loan amount will go down. But even if we assume 2,16,000 as the loan amount and 84,000 as the margin, which is the contribution coming from the government, then also this becomes a viable activity because there is a viability gap pricing model about which Madam Shubha Thakur will talk. The government is assuring something like the Madhya Pradesh government's price deficiency scheme. The government is assuring the difference between the market price and what is a viable price in case the market price is lower, which means that for cultivators or farmers, there is an assured minimum price which will be available on account of oil palm cultivation. This is what we have estimated, that state-wise of the non-northeastern states, if we calculate based on the number of hectares which are proposed to be brought under the National Oil Palm Mission, total area is 3,22,000 hectares, out of which Andhra is 1,12,000. We are in Telangana. So if we speak about Telangana, the total area proposed is 1,25,000 hectares. The total financial outlay, according to our estimate, is 3,777 crores. And the bank loan which will be required over 5 years under this program after the grants is 3,777. It has potential to provide 2,50,000 jobs on the basis of 2 people per hectare, which is the minimum, job potential that palm oil cultivation can possibly generate. The potential income is 2,500 crores at the end of the harvest season. And we are proposing, and this is very critical because bureaucrats are there. I suppose government representatives will also be keen. As a lender, the only risk that we run, not only we, anybody who comes to lend, during the 4 years when the palm oil cultivation is going to take place, there will not be any income from this palm oil cultivation. If the government at the state level can give the interest portion alone, which is a very small amount, for financing 1,25,000 hectares, the interest subsidy subvention that needs to be met by the government of Telangana is just about 150 crore. If that is allocated from the budget, then SBI will be fully ready to lend without any contribution from the farmer the required amount of 3,777 crore. If you take Kerala, for instance, just with an outlay of 6 crores from the state government budget, which is the interest portion, we will be able to get financing of palm oil cultivation of 6,500 hectares with a loan of 196 crores, which means what I am suggesting to policymakers and others who are attending this conference, our short point is, if the state government were to spend just 6 crores, it will engender lending of 196 crores and lead to potential employment of 13,000 if you look at Kerala. Similarly for the other states. Andhra Pradesh, 132 crore, if they spend 3,376 crores of loans will surely come and it will provide employment of 2,24,000 crore. I believe that this is a very doable and practical suggestion which state governments should take up, and it will immediately kickstart this oil palm mission. Credit enhancement, we already have. The state governments have to enter into an MOU with the center. After that, the state governments have to enter into MOU with the processors or the buyers and the farmers. So there is a contract farming arrangement, and that will provide the credit mitigation required for lenders. State Bank of India is ready to lend. Interest subvention, as I showed in the last slide, for the total area of all the non-northeastern states put together, the fiscal impact of only annual fiscal impact is working out to only 371 crores. And then this project can launch from even tomorrow. If there is an allocation for the interest subvention, we are ready to finance this oil palm mission, given the grants of the central government, given the promise of a viability gap price funding by the central government. If interest during the period for which there will not be any cash flows back from the cultivation, if that is assured, we are ready to fund. And there will of course be need for hand-holding where agencies like NABARD, I think, are coming forward, because if FPOs, there are issues of small land holdings. If collectives of farmers are coming forward to take up oil palm cultivation, there will be need for capacity building or capacity support for those kind of collectives. I am sure that development agencies will come forward. And with that, I come to the last of my slide, which is the support for the processing units. Processing is an essential requirement, because if I heard it in Northeast that the processing units need to be as near to the cultivation areas as possible, because the cost of transportation itself may negate the advantage of the price. That is, even if the price is low, suppose it is cultivated and transported maybe 2,000 kilometers away, then the cost of transporting the fresh farm bunches, FFBs, to a distance of 2,000 kilometers will become unviable. So therefore, there will be need to have localized processing units. For 5 tons, it is estimated that 10 crores will be the total investment that will be required for setting up a localized bunch palm oil processing unit. For that, based on our current models of financing, the margin that we normally stipulate is about 25 to 30%. If that is forthcoming from processing units, then we are ready to finance the balance of amount which are required for processing units. So to sum up, I am saying State Bank of India is excited about this idea. This is a winner of an idea, given the fact that 11,000 crores of money has been set apart as grants. State and central governments are coming together, which is a great comfort for us. We are ready to finance. The only risk is the interest during the cultivation period. Our earnest request to state governments is, considering the overall money that you are spending, it's a very small amount, kindly provide that to the farmers, and then the bank will come forward to lend. For processing units also, we are ready to lend. If there are other linkages in the agri-value chain for palm oil cultivation, State Bank of India has decided that it will be in the forefront of lending. I thank the Department of Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India, and the state governments for giving us this opportunity to make these points at this business summit. Thank you.